Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered adds and changes more than you think. One thing you will immediately notice are the insane load times. Like, even though you could play Zero Dawn of course on PS5 in 60 FPS, the load times were still pretty long, at around the 20 seconds to get into the game. Well, now that's halved, but especially when fast traveling around, you will notice more significant decreases, like 5 seconds is the longest, or sometimes it's almost instant. And just like in Forbidden West, you can change the standby screen mode to immediate, so you don't have to press X each time to continue playing, but are back into the world immediately. And yes, as you see, the remastered version looks stunning. This is weirdly enough how I remembered the game looking, but if you put the two side to side, you can see that a lot has changed. First things first though, it's very easy to import your PS4 save data to this new version, so while you first will see the updated opening cinematic, you can then browse the menu and select the option to import your save data. You can then import your regular playthrough save data, your New Game Plus save data, and even your player profile, which includes New Game Plus completion unlocks that you may have. Now you can simply hit continue or load a different save and you are back into the game with all your previous progress. It was very easy. So one thing I immediately wanted to check out is the capital city Meridian, one of the most impressive places in the original, as it was the only spot with a real urban feel. Well, it feels like a ghost town compared to the remaster. Like, they did not only improve the look of the city by adding more green, it was actually kinda weird that this city wasn't more overgrown on PS4. If they would cut the plants daily. Now in the remastered version it has a way more realistic post-apocalyptic feel, but it's especially the amount of NPCs on the street that make it all feel more alive. Like, first, these picnic tables were empty, but in the remaster we got Osram soldiers and guards chilling there. Other benches were empty originally as well, but now NPCs use them. There are extra traders interacting with customers. Someone is working on the bridge who wasn't there before. We've totally seen more lifelike cities in modern games, but this is a huge step up from the original. Other settlements we checked did not seem to have changed though, so it's only Meridian, from what I can tell, that got the upgrade. But they also gave us more options to tweak our gameplay. And by the way, real quick, I'm doing a giveaway for the upcoming LEGO Horizon that is launching November 14th. If you like the video and are a subscriber of the channel, so become one if you haven't already, you can participate via the link in the pinned comments. We'll announce the winner before launch. One thing PlayStation has been really pushing these last 5 years is give us more settings to tweak our experience. Zero Dawn kinda launched before this initiative. Like, the settings menu in the original is kind of bare bones, but with the remaster they brought it more to modern standards. One big thing is that you can now tweak the difficulty, just like in Forbidden West. So let Aloy take a lot of damage as if you're playing on ultra hard, while not reducing her damage, or you can actually increase it as if you're playing on story. So basically you can now play Zero Dawn in completely new ways that were not possible before. Also things like auto concentrate to immediately slow down time while aiming, and auto healing when below 50% health are now a thing as well. But my favorite new accessibility feature in the Zero Dawn remaster is the ability to turn off the pickup animations. So Aloy doesn't stop and kneel down every time you want to pick up a berry or other item. Now, it's sadly not as convenient as in Forbidden West, where you don't even have to press a button to pick up plants, just walking over them lets you collect them. Still though, removing the pickup animation in Zero Dawn is already huge and will easily save you a lot of time in a full playthrough. A full accessibility tab has been added to Zero Dawn now that wasn't there before, although more nice features like quick swap that we had in Forbidden West to change weapons and ammo type without opening the weapon wheel is sadly not here. And you might be curious about easy loot, so that machines always drop all their machine parts. It's sadly not present in the Zero Dawn remaster, although to be fair, easy loot is not really needed in Zero Dawn because machine parts were only nice to sell and not needed to upgrade weapons and armor like in Forbidden West. Now, one of the biggest upgrades in going from Zero Dawn to Forbidden West were of course the conversations. You could argue that Guerrilla maybe got a bit too ambitious, wanting to motion capture every scene of Aloy talking to strangers she meets in this new land, but it made the journey certainly way more believable and was a huge step up from the very static conversations in Zero Dawn, where only the head and upper body would move a bit. So yeah, they had to improve this in the remaster, and they did credited with mixed results. It's totally a huge step up from the original, like they zoomed out a bit so you can see the full body, but the movement can still be a bit robotic. It's especially the lighting and character models that have seen huge improvements, like talking to this hunting groundskeeper looks very awkward in Zero Dawn, there are almost no colors. While in the remaster it's night and day. They also gave him a red outfit instead of a blue one he was wearing, so yeah, some characters have different outfits now. And it's also nice that the camera zooms out when choosing the challenge instead of the focus on Aloy's face. If you just jump into the remaster after having not played Zero Dawn for a long time, you will probably feel like this was always the case, but they really made these small tweaks to make it an overall better experience. And we should stop and especially admire the insane improvements to Aloy, her model. Like, this is what I would show when people say Horizon Zero Dawn looked fine, it doesn't need a remaster. Like, this is crazy how much Aloy has improved. Not much has changed in the photo mode, by the way. They only added the precision mode to keep the camera steady while moving around Aloy, and you can select some lens flares as well. Now don't get me wrong, I still think it's valid to say that this remaster wasn't really needed, especially because the game was already 60 FPS on PS5. Now you, by the way, do have the choice to go back to 30 or play on the 40 FPS balanced mode, but the graphical increases that you get here are much less noticeable than in Forbidden West, so the 60 FPS performance mode is totally the way to go here, because the game will still look amazing, and it, by the way, does not impact the amount of NPCs that you will see in the settlements. There are also some interesting things, so the game has a completely new trophy list and you really have to earn these trophies again, but on my max level save these trophies did not trigger, like here I killed 10 machines with stealth attacks, but it did not pop. While when starting a new game, I did see the trophies pop. Of course, some are story related as well, so you will have to go through the game again in order to get them. Also because the Frozen Wilds DLC already had, for example, better conversations compared to the base game, you will not notice a lot of differences here, especially the ones with Gildan. Now sure look better thanks to the character models, but the characters move the same compared to the original. Now what they did do is add the snow deformation that was introduced with Frozen Wilds to parts of the main game. Like if you would first slide here, you would not see that in the snow in Zero Dawn, but now in the remaster it looks way more realistic, which a great change. And yes, I'm fighting a Sawtooth here, a machine that wasn't in Forbidden West, so I was curious if they made any changes to bring that to the PS5 quality, but I'm not seeing anything. Also nothing for the Tramplers, who I in particular missed in Forbidden West, although I do hope this means that we see them featured in future Horizon games again, like especially blowing up those Trampler bellies never got old. Now as you might know, there's nothing new in terms of content, like I would have loved to see new challenges or something similar to The Last of Us Part 2 remaster, like a cool roguelite mode or something, but I know that would not have made sense adding that to Zero Dawn when they have Forbidden West and when most of the Guerrilla developers are focused on the online project. Because of that though, I think the remaster is totally worth the $10, but only if you plan on replaying the full game right now or maybe later. Otherwise, I think you will boot this up for 30 minutes, run around, check Meridian, etc. and then peace out because there's nothing new to do. But in terms of what they set out to do, this is totally a great remaster, especially for $10. Like they also added DualSense features, so the haptic feedback that totally makes the game a bit more immersive during certain moments. So yeah, let me know if you will pick it up in the comments down below. Subscribe of course to be up to date on the future of Horizon. When we learn more about Horizon 3 or that online project, I will let you know here. And if you are a subscriber and like the video, you can also participate in that giveaway for the LEGO Horizon game. Link in the pinned comment. A like on the video would be awesome, and check out those tips and tricks for when you are replaying Zero Dawn if you want to get a refresher by clicking on the screen. I will speak to you very soon. Goodbye.